Good day, brothers and sisters. This is your host, Job Moraga from Marang Spiritual Ministries. Brothers and sisters, today I want to talk about something that I have omitted to add to the previous video that we did or that we produced or which we produced regarding the territorial spirits. I have highlighted that I've been to several places, and I've also highlighted the fact that I encountered some resistance as I visited these cities. But I never actually spoke about the methodology. What is it that I was looking for? Why did I go to these particular places? And so on. So I thought that that is the part that I omitted to mention. And also, I forgot the other town. I said in that video that I was on my way to Bloemfontein, and I was then commanded to go via another place. Now I remember is Welkom. So I was taken to Welkom, and I kneeled down somewhere in Welkom and started praying for the city or the township. Yes, those were the two things that I omitted to mention. But today, obviously, brothers and sisters, I want to talk about the methodology. What is it that I was looking for? So the first thing that I did, brothers and sisters, I did what we call apostolic mapping. I did the apostolic mapping. I looked at the place, and of course, I looked at the crime stats. In South Africa, we receive, I think, quarterly crime stats. And then also the social development department, they also do file or they also do produce some reports as to what is happening in a particular place or a particular province and so on. So the first thing that I did, obviously, brothers and sisters, I looked at the crime stats. The crime stats, and obviously I would believe that each and every country, they would have a way of measuring the crime rate in the country. They've got a way of reaching out to people who need or who require social development services. I know that the United Nations is also involved, is part of that in different countries around the world. So for me, brothers and sisters, to do the spiritual mapping or to do the apostolic mapping, what I did, I first had a revelation, as I said, and obviously I went there based on the kind of things that I saw to be happening within that particular environment. For instance, in South Africa, if you look at all the provinces, I'm now talking about the crime stats. They are freely available, brothers and sisters. They are online. You can download any report and go through it. And you will see, and again, I'm speaking under correction. I can't remember now whether they are quarterly or yearly, but they are there, brothers and sisters. You will see that in South Africa, there are certain crimes that are ranking high up. Certain crimes like murder is number one, probably in all the provinces. And then there are other crimes like domestic violence and so on. So I looked at this pattern, whatever pattern that the province depicted. For instance, Northwest, I would look at Northwest and I'd look at the crime stats in relation to that particular province. And I would see the top three, at least at the very least, the top three crimes that have been committed within the territory that I had to go to. For instance, I went to Mafikeng. Mafikeng is the capital, or it used to be the capital of Northwest. So I looked at trends like those, and obviously, brothers and sisters, if you observe those kind of trends in a particular given environment or in a particular given territory, you can be rest assured that there is a spirit behind what those of us who are called upon to intercede, and also the locals or the citizens of that particular city or town or village, they also have got an obligation to pray for their city against the identified list of offenses, because murder will carry a couple or a few spirits with it. Apart from the spirit of murder itself, there could be jealousy, the spirit of jealousy, where people are jealous of one another and they kill them. Yes, that is the part, brothers and sisters, that I didn't say much about with regard to the video that we did on the various territories that we have visited. So we look at that. We look at the territory based on based on the activities that are prevailing or that are taking place within that particular territory. And I said, the great place to start would be the stats that are being kept, whether social or crime or otherwise. And as I said, it will be different, I presume, from one country to the other. In South Africa, we're so blessed because the police service, they keep those crime stats, and also, as I've said, the social development also, they also record some of the incidents that are happening within the various territories. And brothers and sisters, we can win this fight. We can win this fight because we know what spirit is predominant in that particular given area. There is another spirit, brothers and sisters, that I forgot to include in the previous video. And I've identified this spirit as I travel, let's say, to Mafikeng or to Tzaneen or Phalaborwa or to Bloemfontein. I have seen that spirit. It is prevalent, and maybe we can call it a vagabond spirit, brothers and sisters, because you will just see people walking, and you can determine that, yes, there may be people who are frustrated, there may be people who do not have money to do certain things, but often you can see, brothers and sisters, that people are just walking aimlessly. They sleep anywhere that they can afford to sleep. It is those kind of things, brothers and sisters, that I should have included in the previous video that I didn't. You can consider this to be just some add-ons. So the spirit of vagabond is also there. As I said, people just walk aimlessly. You're not sure where they are going. If you drive to Bloemfontein, you'll see what I mean, brothers and sisters. I think there it is excessive between Johannesburg and Bloemfontein. You'll just see people walking and you'll never understand where they are going to. I thank you, brothers and sisters. As I said, this is just an additional clip to the video. This information, I forgot to include it in the previous video. Your host, Job Moraga from Marang Spiritual Ministries. Thank you and goodbye.